So go on Facebook, it's facebook.com/Nigeria InfoPH. And on X, formerly Twitter, which I would never get used to calling X, it is @Nigeria InfoPH. So what is luck? What is luck? Let's go to what the dictionary has provided. Luck is an experience brought by chance rather than by one's action. So you have, according to this definition, no hand in how lucky you are. It's chance. And luck can be good or bad. That's why people say good luck or bad luck. So it means you had a good chance or a bad one. And if luck is by chance, that means we cannot control it. Right? Or can we? I told you earlier of people who might seem luckier than you. Did they do something about it? Do they have a hand in how lucky they got? Why are they always lucky? Why does it seem like, you're not saying it to their face, but you're thinking it. Why does it seem like they're better than me? How do they do it? What is their strategy? How can I get luckier? How? Well, that how will be answered this morning through 10 very solid points. If you're ready, so am I, and I'm starting at...
This is number 1.
The first way to get luckier, or to have good luck, because you might also be lucky, but it's bad luck, is to expect good things to happen to you. So it has to start in the mind. Begin by expecting that things will turn out well. That doesn't cost anything. All it requires is a mind shift. There are people who silently expect the worst of basic situations. So you might even hear some people say, I saw my own the day different. They share something, you go reach my turn, you go finish. And it will reach their turn. True to their words, their thoughts, it will finish for their sake. So if you don't have the mind, if you're not constantly thinking of things turning out well for you, I don't think that the physical will manifest. No matter how crazy. And I know that this is basic stuff you've heard in church. Of course, some motivational speaker must have done his best to prove it to you. But they say that consistently because it is the truth. So start from the one you can control, which is your mind. Just expect that things will turn out well. If you observe people who do that, you'd see that truly, verily, verily, their life really does turn out well. Because if you've won the battle in your mind, it will manifest physically. A woman who believes that all men are cheats will not marry a faithful man. It's not going to happen. And you've heard those narratives. So say all men. Don't trust men. No, all of them are cheats. All. You pack all the men and put in one group. That's an absolute statement. We're talking about your father, your uncle, of course, your future husband. If you're married, your current husband. She just says, let's just hope that they don't disgrace you. So you've resigned to a life of, even if the husband is not cheating, somehow her mind will help him cheat. So if you want better options, chances and choices, do it in your mind. Let's start there. Moving on.
Number 2.
Now, after expecting good things, the next thing is you need to set yourself up for good things to happen to you. This is where the work comes in, which means that luck is not completely by chance. There's some work that might go into getting you to be luckier. Do things that put you in the line of good things. Look for opportunities and jump on them. You would be luckier than the person who did not take any opportunity or did not try. It's very simple. There are two unemployed people. One hears of some amazing opportunities, some vacancies, and says, you know what, let me apply. Regardless of qualification, eligibility, let me apply. The other one does not apply. The guy who applies has a higher chance of getting a good job. When he gets it tomorrow, the one who did nothing will say, man, this guy is lucky. Yeah, he is lucky because he did something. Yeah. So the more things you try, the more likely you are to succeed at one. Remember, we said luck is a game of chance. So you should take a chance. The more you apply. Okay, so you have the guy who applied and the one that did not apply. Then you have another guy who applied to like 50 different companies. They will have a better chance of getting employed than the guy who applied to 5 or 10. It's that simple. And when the guy gets employed, the other guys will say, oh, he's so lucky. Yes, he's lucky because he took more chances. So set yourself up. Put yourself in a place, in a space where good things can find you. There are so many examples, so many stories of people who have just been at the right place at the right time. They got up and went out, say anyhow today we'll go run. And one day they got lucky. And it's beautiful because the reaction to that reality is people saying, oh, that guy is lucky. You want to go to the Bible, the woman with the issue of blood set herself up. She put herself around the vicinity, in the location of Jesus. And when it seemed like it was difficult, she just collects the small anointing that she can manage. There's a sermon that I listened to, and sometimes you don't think about these things until somebody takes your attention to it. He said, how is it that Jesus noticed that virtue left him? And I was like, what do you mean? And the preacher was like, he was in a crowd. So he was touched by many people. Touched by a lot of people. Normally, you would not even notice who pushed you, who touched you, who. But that particular touch was different. And in the midst of the crowd, bro said, somebody, oh my goodness, Lord have mercy. Current has left me. Because that woman put herself in a position to not just be lucky, but be blessed. So you want to be lucky? Come out. Go outside. The more you try, the luckier you can get. Moving on. Number three, be kind to people. This is the principle of you reap what you sow. When the right person owes you a favor, believe me, you can go through life being the most fortunate person. Just imagine, right? That, and I'm going to try to be as vain as possible. So I'm going to use a very rich person. Imagine that Dangote, who is the richest black man on earth, according to official sources, comes on TV one day, or grants an interview, or somehow just says, oh, I'm looking for a friend of mine, somebody I knew when we were in school, then mentions your name and says, I owe him a favor. If Dangote owes you a favor, say, oh, you saved his life at some point, or you helped him do this one, please, somebody should help me trace that person. They say, who be that? They say, my friend, Sam Orakuchin. It don't be. It's over. I've made it. When the nobody of today becomes somebody tomorrow, guess who they will remember? The people who treated them well. And nobody is born a governor, at least if we're working with democracy. Nobody is born a big man. Well, yeah, so some people are born rich. Let's scratch that. Some people eventually develop to become what they are. So that time they were struggling. It is the woman that gave them rice when they didn't have food. It's a person who gave them a place to spend the night that they'll remember. And I'm not saying that they must remember you. Some people will forget. Yeah, that's okay. And I'm not saying you should be kind because you are hoping that it comes back tomorrow. No. Just do it because it's a reflection of who you are. Be kind without expectation, but it will yield something. There's a funeral of one woman. I can't remember what she was selling. Whether it's corn or something. A woman that sells by the roadside. The day she died, not a politician, not an influential person, the people that came for her funeral, a woman that sells. Everybody was like, what's going on? She was kind to too many people. And those too many people had become important people. Now I know that while she was alive, many of them must have helped her in some way. And I don't think that when she was being nice to these people, she was saying, tomorrow if you're no good for me. While that may play out, you don't do it with the expectation that if I do you, you go do me. No. Life has a way of doing you. So just be kind. Let it be a reflection of your nature. You never know how lucky your kindness can make you tomorrow. Now that I'm thinking about it, I've been nice to some people. There's this guy I borrowed 500 while we were in school. Please try and make it. It's very important. So that, very important. Moving on.
Number 4.
Now, number 4 is people might not actually be luckier than you. You just may have met them at their reward season. Many times you're around people. Yeah, this guy is always lucky. This girl is always getting this. Yeah. Possibly. But maybe you met the person at the season of their harvest. They've paid the price silently. They've done the work in the background when you were not looking. As you and I are here, somebody is sweating, investing, putting money somewhere, making sacrifices, doing as much as he can. And this will yield returns in maybe 5 or 10 years. Then I meet them at that point in their life, and before you know, this guy don't buy house. Boom, this guy has bought a car. Like, what's going on? This guy is so lucky. No. When he was toiling, you were not there. So this is his harvest season. So what happens? I begin to compare myself with him. With this guy where we did work for the same office. I'm older than this guy now. I'm better than this person. It might be true. But you were not there. You walked into their life when it was time to reap what they had previously sown. The same way they were not there when you were sowing your own. So it's up to you. What are you sowing? So while it might seem like some people are luckier than you, which might actually be true, maybe, just maybe, they are reaping the rewards of the fruit of the seed that they have sown. Maybe it's their harvest season. And harvest cannot happen without planting. What are you going to harvest? So they've done the background work. Now it's time for them to eat the fruit of their labor. And then you show up and say, I also want to eat fruit of labor. Then they ask you, where is the labor? You say, just give me fruit first. Make this thing reach everybody. So maybe that person is not luckier than you. Maybe you met them at their reward season. Moving on.
Number 5.
Number 5, another way to get lucky. And this one is, I'm going to explain it, but I can't, it's beyond what we understand. No, we understand, but it's beyond what we can explain. Yeah, that's a better way to put it. Follow your instinct. Some people have been lucky because they follow their instinct. Your gut, your intuition. Your mind was just telling you something. You can't explain why, you don't know how, but you know that you had a strong conviction, a strong feeling. It might actually even be a voice you heard to do something or to not do something. And boom, you got lucky. You've seen situations where somebody was just standing somewhere. Something just told them, oh boy, shift. They just felt a strong urge to move away from there. They moved a few inches away. That place they stood, a car from nowhere, lost control. If the guy was standing in that position, he would be dead. This one has happened to a lot of people. Maybe it has happened to you. You're about to travel. When you got to the park, you wanted to enter one particular bus or car. Your mind said, no, leave that one, no enter. And that one is loading fast. Say, oh, I want to get to... Say, just leave it. Reluctantly, you say, oh, you leave it. Your vehicle eventually, fails and you guys move. And on the way, you see that car that you did not enter in an accident. Some people have escaped death, misfortune, simply because they listened to their instinct. And you can't explain why, but you just have a strong urge to do something or to not do it. So that means you should be able to listen. Tune into the frequency. Because you never know how lucky you could get. You never know how unlucky you could get if you don't listen to that voice. Moving on.
Number 6.
And number 6, find ways to turn bad into good. Now, everybody is going to be met with some level of misfortune. It's going to happen. We will all experience pain, all of us. Right? Somebody's loved one will die. Your parents will pass on. If not from sickness, from old age, there's something that will happen in life that will bring you pain. Guaranteed. That's how life works. You will get served from a menu of diversity, and the diversity is pleasure and pain. So as good things are happening, somehow, something not so nice will also happen. If you've conditioned yourself to make the most of every situation, you'd realize that because you have failed to see bad in bad, you will get luckier because things would most times turn out well for you. I'm not saying that you should not feel the pain from the sting of misfortune. I'm not saying you should not cry when you're in pain. No, you're human. Feel it, cry. Feel bad, express yourself. Refusing to feel means you're not human. As humans, we feel. Let's not come and be a man. Don't cry. Cry. You have tears for a reason. Use it. It's your own. That's why sometimes when I go to a burial, it's not like I go a lot, and I see people crying more than the bereaved. So where the people where their family member die, you look by the left, say that's the family. They are crying, some are weeping. Where the people come visit them, you look to the right, you hear, you say, wait, now your brother Nain die, what's the problem? Why are you shouting mother? Oh, he was a good man. Oh. Bring beer, make I drink. Where did they hold him? Say sorry. And say now, wow. So when pain comes, you will feel it. Right? But when you're done feeling it, when you're done crying, when you've shed the tears, when you've expressed yourself. And you see why it's important to express yourself is because if you suppress it, it will come back somehow. It's nature. Haven't you seen those useless boys? I'll use the word useless. They are getting through a breakup. They are heartbroken. Maybe whatever happened, the girlfriend say, I'm not doing again. She leaves. The girlfriend will go and mourn the death of the relationship. Say, oh, Chike, God will punish you. You broke my heart. Instead of Chike to take some time to reflect, his friends will say, oh, but leave that girl. Mok will go shark. Let's go and shut down Port Harcourt. Then they will go. Chike is going to the club, he's going to drink, he's going to do everything to suppress what he naturally feels, which is pain. Meanwhile, the girl, on the other hand, is around her friends, crying morning, noon, and night. And they're saying all the bad things about Chike. Useless, but I knew it. That he can never make it. That boy. I knew he was a cheat. Those girls, they're not trying, Sha. But long story short, she goes through her healing phase and then gets up and starts living life. Guess what happens? 2 or 3 weeks later, Chike now starts to cry. They cry, he did not cry. Oh, I miss Cynthia. That girl was a... Your friends are not there again to take you drinking. Because what you guys were trying to do was suppress reality. You feel pain. I'm not saying you should stay down, but there's a reason why it's a feeling. So when you're done feeling what you feel, find ways to make something out of it. Because at that point, you have healed. There are many people that started their own company after they got fired. Oh, something bad happened. They were laid off work. And after, mourning the whole thing, oh my goodness, it's not good. Then they think, what can I make of this? Many people have used misfortune to their advantage. And when they did, what did the world say? That guy is lucky. In fact, you that you're observing from outside say, can you imagine? He started his company immediately after they fired him. Yes, that's the story. But the truth is, he was able to take what life gave him and then he made what he wanted out of it. But we, the observers, will count him what? Lucky. 6 months after she was laid off, look now, she has a very successful business on Instagram. Did she cry about being fired? Of course she did. If you check her letters to God, she kept asking, God, why? God, why? But I've served you, I've done this, I've done that. And at that moment, it feels like God was silent. Then she said, oh yeah, enough of the crying. Let's see what we can do. And then she hits it big and you're like, hi, such a lucky. She found a way to turn bad into good. She found a way to use it to her advantage. And then later, when she's telling her story, she will say, thank God I got fired. Remember, we're live on Facebook and Twitter at Nigeria Info PH. You can go there, watch as you listen, and drop your comments. The next.
Number 7.
Network. This one, I feel like it's a point on every mortal expedition. Networking. Go out, meet people. It works for everything. The more people you know, the better your experience. If I know someone who lives in Lagos, let's say I know a lot of people, and there's just one guy, one of my friends who live in Lagos, there's a chance that any day I go to Lagos for whatever, I could have a place to spend the night. Say, bro, how far? I better go. You get everything, carry me come Lagos. Say, oh boy, sure now. If it's Port Harcourt, they will say lap, but it's not Port Harcourt, it's Lagos. How do Port Harcourt people say come over? Sorry, how do Lagos people say come over? I don't know. Now, this does not mean that I should have an entitlement mentality because I have someone there. No, that's not what it is. This doesn't mean I should walk around with expectation from people because I have as many friends in real life as I have on Facebook. No. But the point is, the more people you meet and the more people you know, the better your experience is. If there's anything you want right now, and you're asking a friend, oh, but you know where I feel get, one thing your friend will very likely say, oh, I know a guy. Or let me call, I know somebody who knows. Whatever you want. Say, guy, I did try buy land. You say, I get person now. They call the person. I don't know, where is a very good place to fix my car? I get one. So we literally live on the platform of I know someone who knows someone. And that's how businesses grow and thrive. Recommendation. You go to someone's house, you just love what you see. Oh man, this is your cushion. I get one guy. I have the plug. You see something, man, I would like to get this. It's always people who know people. And that's why no matter the what you pay for publicity, you run your advert on Nigeria Info, which you should, by the way. Put it on TV, social media, you advertise. It is the experience that counts. That when somebody is done doing business with you, that person can say, oh boy, you see this woman. Now her fish be highest for Port Harcourt. So you have to meet people. Go out, network. You have a card, give somebody, collect their own. Exchange number, talk. One day. Oh, is that guy I met at the airport? Oh, is that lady I met at that meeting? Oh, is that... It somehow pays off. You don't know how, you don't know when. There's a person, right, who I interviewed. And after the interview, he enjoyed it so much. We exchanged numbers once in a while. He drops a message on WhatsApp. So guess what? A few months later, I shared the video of a colleague of mine reading the news. And this person who I met sends me a message. You know this guy? I'm like, yeah, I know him. Say, oh, I know him too. I met him at Local Jack. I'm like, oh, really? That's nice. And then what do we say? Small world. The world is not that small. It's just that you have moved around and met people. So that's what makes the world seem small. But the world is big. Whenever someone says small world, what it means is they've met someone who knows someone they know. That's the expression that follows it. Moving on.
Number 8.
And number 8, practice gratitude. In other words, be grateful. Thank people. Sometimes you get bigger opportunities because of how grateful you were for the last one. Somebody helps you with something, you appreciate them well. The person in their mind say, you see this man, I will do something for him. Because of how well you appreciated that thing that seems small. It's a common saying that if you appreciate someone for what they've done, what happens? They will do more. We hear it in church as well. If you thank God for the blessing he has given you, what happens? He will bless you even further. So the little things that people do for you, thank them. Don't just say thank you with your mouth, but show it. If a person likes the way you appreciate them, the next thing that they think of is how to do more for you. It's a no-brainer. Think about it with your kids. You're going back home, you just buy biscuit. Biscuit of how much? It's not that expensive. And your child is so grateful. Oh, daddy, thank you. Oh, daddy, I love you. Daddy, you're like, on top biscuit? My darling, you don't know what's about to hit you. When next I'm coming back, I'll buy you motor. That's how it is. We are conditioned to do more when we've been appreciated. So think about it. There are people around you who have done things for you. And, it doesn't have to be something big. That's the crazy thing. It starts with the most basic of things. Appreciate every gesture, no matter how small, because it might be a seed that will be planted to bring the big. Practice gratitude. You just might get luckier. There are opportunities waiting that already have people's names on it. There's a contract somewhere. It says, sir, who are we giving? He said, no, I already have someone. We're not throwing this one open. Why? Because they love how the person handled the previous one. They love how the person was grateful for the previous opportunity. So he said, this one coming. We're giving it to this man. But sir, young man, I say we're giving it to this. Okay, sir. Case closed. Number 9, which is kind of connected to number, let me see, which one is that? Number 4. Number 9 is don't compare yourself with others. Others might not be luckier than you because you're not running the same race. Many times when somebody is doing well, what we say is, don't be me and this guy, we start this one together. Is it not me and this? That's what we usually say. But you're not running the same race. So thinking that a person is luckier than you is already a flawed way of thinking. They have good fortune, yes. They've met something nice, yes. But don't compare yourself. Unless if you're not doing what you should. Say we are both in school, doing the same course. I'm supposed to be reading, I'm not reading. He is reading. He now pass. You say, but that one, you didn't apply yourself. But if you do what you're supposed to be doing, you will end where you're supposed to end. Maybe even further. And moving on.
Number 10.
If you follow Mortal Expedition, you already know what this point is. The God factor. What better way to determine your destiny than to connect with your creator? You want to get lucky? Go back to the person who manufactured you. In prayer, in meditation, communion, ask questions. Know why you have bad luck. Know why things are not working out for you. Maybe it's not time to receive that thing yet. I don't know anybody who called on God genuinely and did not get a response. They didn't get something out of it. Because the God I know, at least the one I subscribe to, won't give you everything you want because some things will kill you, but will answer you when you call. It's the same way with your own kid. Your child wants this. Daddy, I need this. Daddy, I need that. The one you can provide, you provide. There are some you know. If I provide this thing for this Pekin, it's over. You wouldn't. Because you're a wise father. So connect. Alright, so running through the 10 points very quickly. I have something coming up that will take about 5 minutes. And after that, I'll take your messages. Number 1, expect good things to happen. 2, set yourself up. 3, be kind to people. 4, people might not be luckier. Maybe you met them at their season of harvest. 5, follow your instincts. 6, find ways to turn bad into good. 7, network, meet people. 8, practice gratitude. 9, don't compare yourself with others. And 10, the God factor. After these messages, I'll take your calls and messages. Stay with me.
Good day, ladies.